are outside Dean Court. Unfortunately, a 2-0 loss to Bournemouth in a day that's had spells of wind and rain and sun, but not many spells of Bournemouth good play, really, Tom, was there?
No, I thought they looked most at threat when the lightning hit, I thought, and a bit of thunder. They were too good, I thought. I can see why they're optimistic. They played probably the most front foot football I've seen Tottenham since we've been in the Premier League. Both times, to be fair. So I can see why they're enthusiastic. But we had chances, and then we let in a sloppy goal second half defensively. But yeah, I don't think we were good enough today. I don't think their goalkeepers had to make many saves. We had a few half chances, but we didn't do enough with it. I thought the midfield, you can see why we needed them players back.
Yeah.
Don't think we looked quite right, but we were all right. But they just had a little bit too much for us, I think, which was the fear before the game. But yeah, I don't know. I'm a little bit frustrated after that. I think we could have offered a little bit more. I thought a few individual performances weren't quite up to the standard today, and that could have helped us. I think if we played like we did against Liverpool in the opening periods, we could have got a goal and we could have made it hard for them. But as soon as they got the goal, I thought it was quite comfortable for Tottenham. I don't think they'd be coming out of this going 2-0, comfortable win. And I don't want teams to come down here and feel like it's a comfortable win, but I felt like it was for them today.
Tottenham fans singing, we've got our Tottenham back, and without Harry Kane, you did say earlier in the week, to be fair, on another back in the net video, check it out, that maybe they would be better without Harry Kane. It certainly seems the case, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's weird because obviously he's one of their best ever players, obviously their best ever striker, but to be fair, I think sometimes you subconsciously think, oh, he'll get us out of trouble.
Yeah.
And it makes you work better as a team, and I thought they probably do. But equally, having said that, we got a Tottenham back. They never really won anything anyway. Just saying. But no, I can see, as I mentioned, I can see why they're a bit more optimistic. And yeah, they function better as a team. As much as Richarlison's nowhere near as good as Kane, they function better as a team. So I do get that. But yeah, I think we could have threatened them a bit more. I remember their previous away game against Brentford, where they played similarly, but Brentford offered a lot more of a threat at the other end, and I don't know, I just felt like when Dom got it, he didn't really have a lot of support. I didn't think the wide men were particularly good. I didn't think Semenyo was as good as he was previously. I didn't think much of Kluivert, to be honest with you. Flattered to deceive for me. And yeah, I thought the midfield looked a bit lost.
Yeah.
So yeah, as I expected at this stage of the season, we're not quite there yet. It's going to take a bit of time to get with Andoni's system and the way he wants us to play, and I don't think we're quite there yet. And yeah, I just felt we struggled for large parts. I felt they always looked like they were just a couple of seconds ahead of us in everything that happened during the game. And I never really expected us to get anything out of the game throughout it, and that was a shame. I felt when we brought the subs on, we tried to change things. It never materialised into anything, thinking we could put pressure on them. And they scored on 63 minutes. There was 8 minutes at a time. We had over half an hour.
That's true, yeah.
So it's only 2-0. You get one goal, you're back in the game. And I never felt like we looked like we were going to score and get back in the game. We just never. I think if you were a better man, you would have put 3-0 on more than you would 2-1.
Yeah.
And I think that was the problem today. But we've got bigger fish to fry. I think if we go to Brentford and try to offer a threat and maybe try to nick a point and then see what happens after the international break. But yeah, it was a few weird decisions today, I felt, in the selection.
Yeah.
And it didn't quite work. I think defensively, as much as he's not all to blame, someone's got to tell me why Kelly's better than Celeste. I don't see it. I really don't see it. Didn't think it helped us whatsoever. I just don't see how he's a better defender than Celeste. I don't see that at all.
Be interesting to see what he does for Swansea.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think it might be handy because you might see the likes of Traore, Brooksy get some crucial minutes and then kick us on after the international break. But like I say, hopefully we'll get some bodies back. Seeing Alex Scott's here today. There's a few players here today that are saying they're only a few weeks away.
Okay.
So after the international break, hopefully we'll kick on from here. Probably didn't expect anything today, so it is what it is. But I kind of look back on that West Ham now and think, we could have won that one. But
maybe we should have.
It is what it is, not too bad.
All right, buddy.
Cheers, Steve.
Just sit. Hey, Abby, how are you?
Hiya, you alright?
Thanks for coming on.
No worries. You asked for new faces, so I thought I would.
Love new faces. I'm back in the net. Love new faces. What did you think of the game today?
Frustrating. It was a bit like, it felt like the Liverpool game again, because we started the same way and it looked really good. The press looked really good and they looked a bit kind of not expecting it. Didn't capitalise it like we did against Liverpool, unfortunately. And then it kind of drifted off of that. And then once they got the first goal, I thought still we were in it. But that second just not. It was like the third one at Liverpool where it just completely knocked the wind out of our sails, I thought. it didn't feel like we were going to come back after that.
I felt really optimistic before the game. I was making ridiculous predictions of scorelines where Bournemouth were going to come out as a winner, and in reality, Tottenham are a very, very good side.
Yes, no, I think it is like again. It's like Liverpool. You can tell they've relaxed on the ball. They don't seem flustered really. They don't. Whereas we look a bit, I don't know, like anxious, or kind of maybe a bit like we don't have time on the ball, like they seem to have time on the ball. And the transitions as well, like us going from defence to attack is slower than them going from defence to attack. They were just there in like 2 passes already, around the box and threatening. So whereas we just get a bit like, oh, where do I pass to? And there was just a massive hole in our midfield as well. Like it felt like they could just run straight through the middle, which is exactly what it was kind of like at Liverpool as well.
Yeah,
so
completely.
Obviously we're missing people there, and hopefully they'll be back after the international break. It's hard to not be like too harsh because we're not really expecting to get much out of these games, but
you still optimistic? You still feeling good about the Iraola era?
I think the real kind of moment to judge it will be after, when we get the windows closed and we can kind of judge our team for what it actually is. Whereas now I kind of feel like when we're bringing on our subs, and I don't feel optimistic when we throw Kiefer on anymore. Do you know what I mean? Like I still feel like our attack is kind of lacking that final ball. It's not quite clicking in the final bit. We get up, we do some good moves to get to around the box, and then we don't. There's nothing there. We haven't since Stanislas, but like free kicks, corners. I don't feel optimistic at all that we're ever going to score from a corner again. Like these should be things you're kind of like optimistic about. I don't know, but it's not like we don't have a James Ward-Prowse or anything that West Ham benefited from like the other day. So it's frustrating, but I'm not too down about it, because best I kind of was hoping for was a draw. I was a bit pessimistic about it, having watched Tottenham the other day all week, and I thought they were much different, and like I said, they just had they were a step above today, so I can't complain too much, but things to do, I think.
Things to do, indeed.
So,
Thank you, Abby, that's brilliant. Thank
worries.
You so much. Thanks for going on. Hey, Pete.
Hi, doing all right?
You all right, mate? How you feeling? Another London club we're playing there. You've got to get a train back with this lot as well.
No, I'm in the car today.
Oh, fine, that's good then. That's good.
I want to dry out because I was in the East Stand.
Oh, buddy.
Right at the very front row, but some nice steward come along and got me a poncho.
Oh, that's nice. That's
but,
nice.
oh dear. Very frustrating today, because you see things that you think, right, okay, we're going to put something together here. Here we go.
Yeah.
And it fizzled out. They were very good passing wise, weren't they? Keeping the ball. And got to give them credit to that. Cliver, I was listening to Tom there, and he's saying he didn't rate Cliver. For once, I'm going to disagree with Tom, because he's usually very astute. I thought Cliver was good today.
Okay.
And he linked up well with Kirkis.
Yeah.
On that left-hand side, yeah. Who I was disappointed today with was Dom.
Dom Solanke, yeah.
Yeah. Have the question is, have opposition defences got his number? And keep him marked out the game?
Yeah, maybe.
But it is what it is, and a lot of my family are Spurs fans, so I was getting voice messages while I was watching.
Oh, mate, have you listened to them all yet?
No, I'll listen to them tonight when I get home.
Yeah.
I'll take some stick and what have you, but hey ho. I don't know any Brentford supporters, so.
Well, maybe that's us next week. That's
well,
I'm
the good there
one.
Next week, so
yeah, I will see you there.
I'm back next week. I think Bill's at. Is it Swansea we're playing?
Yeah, Swansea in the week. Yeah, in the cup. Yeah.
Bill's going to be there next week. So anyway.
Fab.
Right.
All right, mate.
Right. Okay.
See you soon.
Right. See you later.
Sweet. All the best. Hi. How you doing?
Yeah, not too bad.
Good. I love that top. I need to get that.
It's nice, isn't it?
I really need to get that. Yeah. So the game today. What did you think?
2-0. I don't really think it reflects the scoreline. I think it was on a game with most chances. 2 soft goals.
Yeah, they were soft, weren't they? And actually, when you sort of look on Twitter and you look at sort of little short reports about the goals, they were, the Bournemouth defenders were kind of standing around. It did feel a little bit like that, almost slow motion, both of them, weren't they?
And because we play such a high line, it's just easy to get behind now. I know we've got fairly good amount of pace with Kelly and Zabani, but I just felt we just kept getting overrun in the midfield as well. And especially with positioning with Aarons and Kirkes. They are good going forward, but I just think position-wise, I just think we're just a bit dodgy in defence at the moment, but it's still promising. It's still good. We've still got players to come back. Just a bit concerned with the midfield of Billing and Rothwell, or Philip and Rothwell. I think we do need a bit of defensive cover. Obviously, we've signed Adams, but obviously he's injured at the moment. But it's looking promising. It's just sloppy goals to concede, and it just sucks the atmosphere out. And
it's interesting. I think individually, it sounds like we have got good defenders.
Yeah.
We've got real options in that, especially the centre back pairing. We've got options there.
Yeah.
Yet the problem is that we're not getting protected from the midfield, I guess.
Yeah.
Would you say?
Yeah, definitely. Because Philip isn't defensive minded, and Rothwell likes to go forward. And as soon as you lose a pass, then they're tracking back, and it's just down to defenders just to make cover. Like I say, when Adams comes back in, it'll make a big difference. And Cook is good in terms of defensive duties, but I think he needs another player next to him that can help out. Because if we're going to play attacking, you do need to support the defence.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you for your thoughts.
All
the best.
Cheers.
Come on again.
Yeah.
Please do. Hey Ben.
Right.
How you doing, buddy? You okay?
I said it many times last season. I'm deflated again.
Are you?
Yeah. Just everything about today was toothless. I think we were in attack. We didn't do enough.
Okay.
I think again, Tottenham, they're the better side, and they were more clinical.
Yeah.
And just I want to address something that Steve just showed me about in the South Stand. How many Spurs fans or people that are meant to be Bournemouth fans in that hospitality thing, the new thing, that were taking photos with the Tottenham players in the South Stand, so you're like mixing with Bournemouth fans,
right?
And they're just there like taking the mick out of us when Billing missed when we thought he scored at the end of the first half, and just doing all of this like and taking photos with players and like filming Spurs end and stuff. I that's just something that I don't quite get. Because I know in American sports you can mix the crowds and stuff, and I don't know whether Bill Foley thinks that or whoever's idea that was.
I would guess, just personally, I don't know, but I would guess that it's probably not intentional, and it's probably Spurs fans with a BH postcode who probably get enough points just to be able to go to this game, or someone passes them a ticket for this game, which is potentially what happens. But it will be something I'm sure that the club will look into. I know that they've looked into it before. Talk to me about the people that came in today. So we had Kelly come in and we had Kluivert come in. Now, how did you feel about those two? How did they get on?
I can't see any reason about why Lloyd Kelly is better than Senesi. There is no indicator. Senesi, he always looks composed. He always, he's the nitty-gritty defender that he's always been. And Kelly, he just didn't do anything. I feel like he kind of left us too exposed. And there was one point where he was charging up and was ended up at almost like a left wing spot. Yeah. And he's meant to be playing at centre back. If he's at left back, then maybe that's excusable. Kluivert, I think he did all right. Bit of direct running. He was okay. But yeah, again, and when Traore got subbed on, why he was played on the left, I don't quite understand, because he's better centrally. We saw that against Liverpool for his 5-10 minute cameo, and then it's just, I feel like it was just poor management overall from us today. I think Senesi should have started, Traore should have started. And I do think we need help alongside Solanke, because I feel like if he's the main focal point of the team, I don't think that quite suits him. I still want him to start, but if we have somebody like Patson Decker that we've been linked with, whether we get him or not, I don't know. Yeah. But somebody that can complement him, that's got the pace in behind and can do some stuff that maybe he can't do as well, then that will alleviate some pressure off him, and then he can play better. But that's what I think.
Brilliant. Thanks, Ben.
All right, cool. Thank you.
All the best, buddy. Good to see you. Hi, Andy. How are you?
Yeah, well. How are you doing? All right.
Yeah, good. You're always very astute with your views. Lay it on me.
I hear that. I think we need a ball winner, don't we? The times in that game where Bissouma was just the best player on the pitch, and by extension, that meant Maddison had space and they could run in behind, and they just dominated us in that part of the field. Christie and Rothwell, they can be quite similar sorts of player, but neither of them is a ball winner. And so until we've got that sitting midfielder shielding the back four, teams are going to be able to take advantage of us, certainly the good teams. And I think you only had to look today. We were very aggressive at times. It's quite enjoyable to watch, but the ball still moves faster than any player. And when Tottenham got their one-touch passing going, we try it on occasion, but there were times, even at 2-0 when they're managing the game, they're knocking it around really, really easy. And let's be fair, it's good to watch. And Liverpool did it last week. World-class players with good touch will always get past with decent players like we've got. Yeah. So until we've got that, I don't think we're going to be able to compete in the upper echelons of the table. I think we've got enough to beat some of the weaker teams, but without a ball winner and the ability to get around players, little triangles here and there, I think we're still going to be battling against the better teams.
And I'll just push you on. We weaker teams. We got Swansea coming up midweek in the Cup, and then we got Brentford. Can we expect something with either of those games, do you think?
Well, I hope so, because I'm going to both of them. Swansea, it'll be interesting to see what sort of rotation happens with the squad stretched already. He'll have to play some of the people who've played today, I'm sure.
Yeah.
We'll be intrigued to see how that goes. Brentford, I'm not convinced Brentford. I know they've had a reasonably solid start to the season. I don't think they're going to be quite as good as last year. I'm fancy just to get a point there next week, maybe. What I do like about the way we're playing now is we're playing with a little bit more physicality. Semenyo, I'm not sure sometimes he knows what he's going to do at the end of his runs, but he does play with a little bit of directness and a little bit of physicality that we have on occasions lacked. Brentford will play with that physicality. Hopefully we can go there and at least match them, whereas last year we sort of sat off them and let them just run that game.
Yeah, agreed. Brilliant, Andy.
All
Thank
right,
you so much
good
for coming on,
to
mate. Good to see you.
Cheers.
Thank you. Hiya, Liam. How are you, buddy? You all right?
Yeah.
I've got so many people to get through, so I'm going to zip through if that's okay.
Well,
Did you enjoy the game?
Yeah, that was a bit different.
Yeah.
Very first before they got the goal, we doing really well.
Before they got the goal, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do agree with you. We really tried. Who do you think stood out for us today, especially in that early bit? Who looked good?
Semenyo.
Yeah.
Clive did well.
Yeah. I think Semenyo last season, a lot of people didn't really realise how good he was, but now all of a sudden he's coming through and looking like the star player, isn't he?
Yeah, definitely. Better than Dom at the minute.
I think. Do you know what? I think you're absolutely right. I think he is better than Dom at the minute.
Need to put two strikers up front, definitely.
Give that a go. That's what Sam said to me, actually. Sam said that to me. Are you going to be at the next home game? What's the next home game going to be? Chelsea? You going to be at that game?
I'll be there.
Do you think we can do something a little bit better there than we did against Tottenham today, or do you think we have the same problems?
Same problems, probably.
Probably will. Thanks for coming on, Liam. Good to see you. All the best, buddy.
Hello. How are we?
Yeah, I'm not too bad. How are you?
I'm all right. Now I'm going to start with something a little bit different today.
Oh, I like that. Is it a song?
Right, so, no, it's not. It's not. But when I was younger, I used to love a bowl of Rice Krispies.
Snap, crackle, and pop.
Yeah. Very little snap, very little crackle, hardly any pop, apart from when the sky burst open.
That was fun.
Cereal connections.
That was a Kellogg's joke. Yeah,
There it was. Anyway, moving swiftly on. Man of the match contenders would be Cherries, Semenyo. Thought Kluivert did all right. That's probably about it. I can see the shape still.
Yeah.
I can see patterns of play evolving, but my expectations were higher than what I'm seeing.
Agreed.
That's a little bit of a worry, because as much as we've got injuries, those players should be able to achieve a little bit more. So I won't take up much more of your time, but I'll refer back to my favourite bowl of cereal as a kid. If they want to actually compete at this level against those type of teams, and fair play to Spurs, they played really well.
Really good.
But we also let them play really well. Their way out of our press was too easy. It was the same move every time, and that's frustrating. So I'll give them some more time. Didn't expect a lot out of these games in terms of points, but I expected more in terms of performance.
Okay. Lovely. Thank you so much.
Lovely. Take care.
See you soon, buddy.
Hello.
Hi, Aaron. How
All
you
right.
doing?
I'm all right. Thank you. Yeah.
Good. Interesting game.
Yeah.
Lots of optimism before the game going around, but not much delivery by the end of it.
I thought up until their second goal, I thought we were obviously in the game. I thought we were playing quite well. The first 15-20 minutes of the second half, we were on top. I thought the subs changed momentum a bit. I thought Semenyo was fantastic. I thought Kluivert grew into the game. I thought Christie was brilliant again. And then, bringing on Anthony, who I just hasn't started the season well at all and really didn't do much. Traore, who I actually was clamouring for a start because he came on at Liverpool and did well, was awful today.
Yeah.
And Brooks is a bit lightweight, but and Dom struggled. So it wasn't terrible, but it's. And I think Tottenham are a very good team this season. I think they are a different Tottenham team to the last couple of seasons. I think they're a proper team even without Harry Kane.
Is there a danger, the way that Iriola wants us to play football, that actually when we play teams like Liverpool, when we play teams like Tottenham, we're just going to play straight into their hands?
Yeah, look, there was a stage today when I turned around to one of my boys and said, it's much more fun to watch, isn't it? Because we had about 6 players forward. They broke.
Yeah.
They could have scored, they didn't. But it's at least we're giving it a go. And it is frustrating. I think our squad is desperately short at the moment because of the injured players. Spurs basically were at full strength apart from Bentancur. We played Liverpool last week. It's very difficult to judge, but obviously we've got some very tough games coming up and we don't want to be on 1 point for long, So we know we've got players to come in and strengthen, the ones who are actually on our books already, but we've just got to get them fit. it's it's a work in progress.
A lot of people clambering for Adams, looking forward to when he's back. But it leaves me with a little worry. If he's the guy we're waiting for and then he gets injured, then what?
Well, there's that. I mean, I think our first choice midfield would be Adams, Scott and Billing, although Christie's been playing well. So, yeah, a Tavernier we missed. So, there's 4 at Dango. There's 4 or 5 players, not just Adams, there's 4 or 5 players who will massively improve our team. I think we're in the market for a striker. I still think we need a striker, personally. To at least give competition to Dom. Not too downbeat, but, it's going to be a bit more medium-term project, I think.
Yeah. We've got to wait. Okay, thanks so much. Thanks for seeing it. Hey, JJ, buddy, how you doing? How's it going? Yeah, good, man. How are you?
After that, don't know how I feel. It was quite a game of huffs and puffs, really, but it was quite easy for them, wasn't it? I think they sort of just had control from I think at the beginning of the game we were sort of in it and we had a couple of chances and we were on the front foot, but then, I don't know, just poor defending again, just like the West Ham, and it was just...
I saw you arriving. I was sat in the north stand. I looked over and I saw you. You were in the east stand today, weren't you? Yes. I saw you arriving, and you looked so up for it. Yeah, you looked well up for the game. You looked excited.
Yeah, I was thoroughly excited for it, to be honest. But then it just, I don't know. I think Kluivert really struggled. Yeah. But to be fair, Milos Kerkez had another blinder.
Wasn't he great?
Amazing. I think today just showed that we still need to resolve that defensive midfield position because Jeff Lerma is such a huge loss, but. We tried Rothwell today, that didn't quite work, and Phil Beale is obviously dropping deep at times, and that, I don't know, it's not his best position, I feel, so we sort of struggled in times, and it was just difficult. Like, they managed to break us down or get through us so quickly.
It was like knife through butter, wasn't it?
Yeah, literally, it was, and that's because we lack that holding player. Obviously, Lewis Cook is not the same player anymore. I still think that's a position that we really need to address. Today showed it. Yeah. Because they just kept on overloading. And Maddison had too much space. Yeah. That's why he had pretty much control of the whole game. So it was, it's difficult. We had a few chances, Ryan Christie, Semenyo. Just not quite enough in the final third still, which is disappointing, but
Semenyo stuck out though, didn't he? He's like, he's doing some stuff.
I think he's solidifying his place now. Yeah. I think he's really, really coming to life, which was good to see because I had my doubts about him.
We all did last season, didn't we?
Exactly, last season. So, but this season, new chapter, new beginnings. He had a good game to be fair, so fair play to him. Hopefully he can continue that. I think Ryan Christie had a very good game for me personally. I think the subs were quite wrong. Hamad Traore struggled. But I don't know. Tottenham are still a very good team despite what's been going on with Harry Kane and whatever the case may be. They're still a very, very good team, and they showed that today with their squad depth and everything like that. But having said that, I am feeling more confident than I was last season, and I think we will stay up. Take it game by game, and onwards and upwards.
Onwards and upwards. Good to see you, buddy. Thanks for coming on again. Good to see you. Hey, Neil.
How you doing?
Neil, you're bookending my day here, buddy. I saw you just before the game, and now I'm seeing you just after the game.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah, that's all right. Now, you were quite optimistic before the game.
I was. I got the score half right, didn't I?
Half right,
I said 3-2.
Yeah.
But there's no way we're going to score 3 goals anytime soon.
No, I was similar to you before the game, to be honest. I was thinking, this kind of shower of goals would come, but no, it doesn't look like it, and we're way off yet, aren't we?
Struggling for a cutting edge, aren't we, up front? Getting the ball up to Dom in any sort of position where he can really affect the game.
Yeah.
So, I know everyone's talking about maybe getting a forward in the window. Don't know if there's anyone available or anyone who's as good as what we've got or better. But that's the problem, isn't it? I don't really know where we go until we got all our players available. We're just going to keep battling away and hope for the best. I thought Semenyo today was, in the first half, he was playing almost right back some of the time. He was so deep. So he wasn't really affecting the game. But once he got involved a little bit in the second half, it brightened up. But disappointing. It's a tough start to the season.
It's a really tough start. We have got Swansea in the cup, and then we've got Brentford. Maybe this is we can right a few wrongs. We can get a little bit back on track. Perhaps?
Well, at least get some minutes under the belt for some of the fringe players, maybe. People who need a little bit of confidence. Swansea's probably not going to be easy either.
No.
There's no easy games in the cup.
No easy games in the cup. You're right. You're right. Brilliant. Thanks for coming on, Neil. Good to see you. Good to see you, buddy. We'll go that one. Go both of them. Hello.
Hello.
How you doing?
Oh, okay.
What did you think of that game today?
Could have been better.
Yes, obviously. Definitely could have been better. Yeah, for sure. What do you think? Bournemouth need to do now, making changes wise? Can they make
need to work up front? Striker, winger, something like that. Just need to work attackingly. But there were positive parts of that game, definitely. I can hold it.
No, it's fine. I was just checking it was still on.
All right.
Carry on.
It's positive. Definitely an improvement going to come soon. Obviously, all new players. But yeah, it's looking good. It's looking good.
Good. And we'll be seeing you another game coming up soon.
One bit Swansea. Don't think I'll be. I don't know. Depends. Because I don't have work today. But I don't know. Soon.
Good. Well, hopefully we can turn it around and you feel positive about the future?
Yeah, I'm positive. I think Andoni is the right man to take Bournemouth to Europe.
To Europe, I'll take that. Thank you so much. Thanks for coming on. All the best.
Right, I don't know I'm laughing.
No, I don't know why you're laughing either. You should be on here crying, quite frankly. It's early in the season. We're allowed a few smiles and giggles right now. Obviously, if this continues, we won't. But it's not going to continue, is it?
Season doesn't start until after the international break, I don't think. That's what's in my mind.
That's what everyone else is saying.
I was hoping today that Tottenham not lost might throw in one of their stupid performances where they don't win the Premier League or make Champions League and they'll lose. And that didn't quite happen. They look more organised. They've got a manager that's not got an ego, and they were very good. And we allowed them absolute acres in centre midfield on that turnover of the ball. And two good goals, two soft goals from our point of view, but two good goals. And James Maddison was very, very good.
Excellent, especially in all the dead ball positions as well. He was quite good, and it's interesting. I've spoken to different people, Kurt, and some people have said to me, "Oh, the defence weren't great," and then other people said, "Well, that's because the midfield weren't great, and so the defence had too much to do." And then other people were saying, "Well, we had nothing up front, no clinicality."
No.
So we're coming to the end of the transfer window. Where is your priority position for you? Where do you think it should be?
Where it started. Want a striker. Want a striker. Dom has a part to play in this team. Doesn't do enough in front of goal. At times we probably don't create enough either, but there's opportunities on a wet day where he can hit the ball and he doesn't. He passes it when he's directly in front of it, 18, 19 yards out. And I just think we need a striker to put a little bit of pressure on Dom.
Yeah.
We need to make sure his position's not guaranteed anymore, and maybe that'll improve him a little bit more in front of goal. So need a striker, need to get Tyler Adams back and some more players back, because players like Tavernier not in this team is massively detrimental to us. Danguitara's directness, and there is effort in there. I mean, I think we're okay the first 15 minutes of either half, and then it just sort of falls away a little bit. And I think it's just new. Andoni's trying to drill it in. The squad's probably not had this sort of coaching for a few years, and I'm confident. I keep saying, I said the same at Liverpool, it will come together. Just need to see if we can get something at Brentford, get players back fit, maybe one or two more in the next 6 days, and I'm sure we'll still finish quite well in this season.
Fantastic, brilliant. Thank you so much. Succinctly put, sir. Thank you. So that's it from us. We're going to go now on the road to Swansea for the next game, so please make sure that you like this video, you subscribe, do the little bell thing so you don't miss anything, and then there'll be a vlog out tomorrow morning for today, and you can see my face go from this to kind of where I am now. All right, up the Cherries.